Adaeze, the chief shouted, "Come out and face justice." Silence. "We know what you are. We know what you've done." Still, no response. The crowd's courage grew with their numbers. Someone threw a rock at her door. Others began chanting, demanding she show herself. Finally, the chief gave the order, "Break down the door." 3 strong men rushed forward and slammed their shoulders against the wooden door. It splintered and fell inward. The crowd pushed forward, torches held high, ready for confrontation. But when they looked inside, they froze. Adaeze was gone. The hut was completely empty. No furniture, no clothes, no cooking pots, nothing to indicate anyone had ever lived there. Just bare walls and a dirt floor. And in the center of the empty room, standing upright as if placed there deliberately, was a single mirror. An old mirror with an ornate frame, its surface perfectly clean despite the dust. The chief approached the mirror cautiously. Something was written on its surface, words that appeared to be written in something dark and red. Blood. The message was simple but chilling. "Thank you for the years." People gasped and stepped back. Someone began to cry. Others prayed aloud. The chief ordered the mirror destroyed, but when they tried to break it, their weapons bounced off harmlessly. The mirror wouldn't break, wouldn't even crack. So they buried it deep in the forest, in a place they marked so no one would accidentally dig it up. And they tried to forget, tried to move on, tried to convince themselves it was over. But some questions haunted them. Where had Adaeze gone? Was she truly gone or just hiding? And most terrifying of all, if she could disappear so completely, so quickly, had she really been there at all? Or was she something else entirely? Something that looked like a human, something that wore human form like a costume. The village eventually returned to normal, though people were more cautious now, more aware that not everything that looks human is human. Years passed. Children who'd been too young to remember Adaeze grew into adults. The story became a legend, then a warning tale told to scare misbehaving children. Don't wander into the forest at night, or the woman who never ages will steal your years. Most people began to think of it as just a story, exaggerated with each retelling. But in another village, far away across rivers and through forests, in a place where no one had heard of Mwaka, something happened. A new woman arrived one morning, walking out of the forest as if she'd been traveling all night. She was young, beautiful, with smooth skin and bright eyes that seemed to see everything. She smiled warmly at everyone she met. She spoke kindly to the children. She helped the elders carry their loads. Everyone immediately liked her. She seemed perfect. When people asked her name, she smiled and said, "My name is Ada." Simple, common, forgettable. And she settled into village life easily, too easily. She helped at the market, she attended village meetings, she was always present but never quite part of things, always visible but somehow distant. Exactly the same pattern as before. The young men began to notice her beauty. The young women began to admire her grace. The elders commented on how lucky the village was to have such a wonderful new member. And Ada smiled and thanked them and continued her quiet life. But if anyone had looked closely, really looked, they might have noticed something strange. They might have noticed that her eyes, though young and bright, carried something ancient in their depths. They might have noticed that animals avoided her path. They might have noticed that
the shadows near her moved just slightly wrong. But no one looked that closely. No one suspected. Because who would imagine that the kind, beautiful woman helping at the market was the same creature that had haunted another village decades ago? Who would guess that Ada was just another name, another disguise, another temporary identity for something that had been alive for far, far longer than a century? And so the cycle began again. In this new village, with these new people, with all these new years waiting to be borrowed. Until today, the warning remains. If you ever meet a woman who never ages, whose beauty never fades, whose eyes hold something too old for her face, don't ask her secrets, don't try to follow her, don't get too curious, because she might need your ears next, and by the time you realize the truth, it will already be too late. Your youth will be hers, your future will feed her present, and she will move on to the next village, and the next, and the next. Forever young, Forever beautiful, forever hungry, forever.
If you're watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel for more.